Welcome to my 16th visit of the day to the microphone. 16th visit to the day. We're gonna have 16 more tomorrow. Appreciate all of you who are here and the great work that's done. Mark Pope was a team captain on Kentucky's 1996 national championship team. He took a fascinating path back to his alma mater. I will say, 1996 and it's a Brendan J. Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands. I was the interim commissioner of the Southland Conference attending that game. Had a Syracuse master's degree, so I erred in my views. I've since been corrected on how my rooting interests go. After college, Mark had a 6-year playing career in the NBA. While playing in the NBA, met his wife, Leanne, the daughter of a college basketball coach who was living in New York, while she worked as David Letterman's personal assistant at The Late Show. And somehow, Mark, Leanne, and I haven't had that conversation, which has to be fascinating in a great way. After his career, Mark enrolled at one of the country's top medical schools, Columbia University, studied medicine there for 3 years, decided to leave medicine to enter the passion of the coaching profession because he believed he could make a bigger impact as a coach. Awesome part of the story. Mark, Leanne, and their 4 daughters have embraced all that happens around Kentucky basketball and being the first family of Kentucky basketball, including treating fans to ice cream after a game, which could become expensive, but is a true commitment, running youth camps in rural areas of Kentucky, particularly those damaged by weather impacts, and hosting a Hoops and Heel fan event specifically for women. Most recently, Mark and Kentucky legend John Wall recreated the famous John Wall dance at Kentucky's Big Blue Madness. Before I introduce Mark Pope, I was looking at that John Wall, and it caused me to think of something I was going to say today. I don't know if you know this, but today is John Wooden's birthday. I think it would have been his 115th birthday if you're a serious basketball fan. So with that side note, let me introduce Mark Pope from the University of Kentucky.
I assume I'm supposed to give some type of opening statement here, maybe? First of all, I did not know that this was John Wooden's birthday. You talk about one of the great leaders in all of sport. He's kind of woven his DNA into everything basketball. So that's actually incredible. It has been the greatest year of all time for the Pope family as we've got to immerse ourselves in Kentucky basketball. We're incredibly excited about what we have going on this year. And that's all I got for you guys. Great to see y'all.
Thank you. Hold on just a second, Coach. Questions, raise your hand. Avery and Karsten will get Mike. We'll start here in the 3rd row right in front of me, Coach.
Ben Roberts, Lexington Herald leader. Otega Owe, preseason SEC Player of the Year, but obviously he's been limited these last few weeks with injury. Just what's his current status right there, and any concern at all about missing these first 2-3 weeks of practice with him?
Well, if you're going to have a guy miss the first couple weeks of practice, then he really has been out for almost, for 10 weeks now. He's the guy to do it. And there's always concern with health. We're just moving him back into the rotation. He actually was in practice a couple days ago in his first live scrimmage, really his first possession of live scrimmage. So we're all kind of walking on eggshells, and he got a steal and raced down the floor and took off from outside the free throw line and dunked it. And as he did it, as a coach, you just shake your head and be like, young people. We love these young people. Otega's a guy where you just cannot turn off his competitive motor. And so he's been through this. He understands it. He knows what he's in for. He understands the pressure of the moment. He understands everything that Kentucky is. He embraces it. He can't get enough of it. And so I don't have a lot of concerns about him. Just, obviously we like all of our guys to stay healthy.
Hey, Coach, we'll go over on the right side. Myron.
Myron Metcalf, ESPN. Mark, Kentucky debuts at number 9, Louisville debuts at 11 in the preseason poll. What does it mean to the game that both of those squads and that rivalry is sort of back to the prominent place that it once was at?
I think it's good for the game when when the teams with great tradition are good. Like, I mean, how fun was the NBA last year with the Knicks being good finally again? It just is, it makes everything feel right. I was elated that we came in at number 9. We see 9 everywhere we go. We think 9 is in our future destiny, and we're chasing it hard. So I was really thrilled with that.
Okay, we'll go over here on our left side.
C.L. Brown, Louisville Courier-Journal. How you doing, Mark? How much consideration when you were recruiting Jaden out of the transfer portal because of his injury was given to just shutting him down the entire season so he can get back to 100%?
Well, listen, he is as unique an individual as I've ever had the privilege of recruiting, coaching, and being around, both physically and mentally and intellectually and emotionally. And so with him, he is racing back to health at light speed right now. It is remarkable what he's doing. We're all kind of shaking our heads and feeling like, how is this humanly possible? He feels like he's, on the verge of being ready to go, and we're just hitting the brakes full time right now to make sure, because his future is going to be incredibly bright in this game. I'm not sure exactly how long the wait is, but I don't think there's a chance we could keep him from playing this season. I think he's too excited, too talented, worked too hard to get back. He's going to be really special.
Can we stay in the middle section?
Ryan Black with the Louisville Courier-Journal. Mark, before I get to my official question, a little more dressed up this year. Any thought to maybe doing a Letterman-style jacket or something more, I don't know, dressed down like last year?
Yes. It's interesting. You spend your whole life paying no attention to what you wear, and you're like the 5th or 6th person in the last 5 minutes that's asked me about the Letterman's jacket, which I appreciate. And really, honestly, I lost a lot of sleep on my wardrobe choices last night. Decided to go with a little more conservative sport coat. And we'll see how this plays, and then we'll run it back some other way next year.
And so my official question was, we heard this kind of varying number from both you and Coach Fieger last year about either 30 to 35 3-point attempts per game. You ended up about 25 and change. Do you think this roster is closer to being able to play to that level, or does that number not really matter?
No, it matters to us. It's really important. I think we might be closer to playing because I think we're going to get more possessions in the game. We're actually fighting 2 battles right now analytically. One of the things that we found interesting kind of in our research this summer is that top teams defensively actually extend out the defensive possession longer, over 18 seconds almost universally for top 10, top 20 teams. And so we're trying to extend out this game on our defensive side of the ball and make it even faster and more aggressive on the offensive side of the ball. So we might be able to approach that number because I think we're going to be capable of having more pace in this game. It's always going to be important how we play. It's just like the way we fundamentally how we approach this game is all about gravity. Everything we think about in this game is about how do we achieve gravity. You achieve gravity with space. You achieve gravity with pace. You achieve it with great cutting, smart cutting, intelligent cutting, where you actually, you bring bodies together and then you create vacuums. And the three-point shot is part of that. Listen, there's nobody in the world more proud that last year's team made more threes than any team in the history of Kentucky basketball. I would like to run that back, times 2 this year. And I think we have a group that could do it. This group might not have come in with the reputation as being as prolific three-point shooters as some of the guys we brought in last year, but the progress they made every single week during the summer was remarkable. And we have some guys that are shooting the ball at such an elite level right now. It's pretty inspiring. So we will continue to push that number as high as we can. And Coach Fieger and I are still arguing about it.
Coach, we'll go over here to our right on the front row.
Hey, Coach, you talked about Jaden and his timeline. What does it mean for the next couple of months for Malachi and BG especially to kind of take advantage of the extra times and the extra reps the next couple of months until we get Jaden back? Yeah,
it's it's interesting how this goes because right now you go for these whether it's 2-a-days or long practices and you can't get a single rep off. especially for those two, right? So they're taking full advantage of it. We just scrimmaged in our most recent scrimmage. Brandon Garrison, I've talked about this a little bit, but he was the fastest guy up and down the floor every single position. It was unbelievable what he's doing. So he's actually taking more advantage of every single opportunity rep right now because he's got himself in such great shape. And Malachi Moreno is making an incredible impact right now. He's in the 80s field goal percentage in live play 5-on-5 for us right now. He's unbelievable on the glass. His ability to rim protect outside of his area. He is one of those guys that he does things on the floor and you kind of shake your head and be like, I didn't actually know that that's the guy I recruited a year ago. He's been such he's been such an impactful freshman for us so far in training camp. And those two get it. They love each other right now because they are pushing each other so hard. And it's a fist fight every day, and they're both getting better because of it. It's pretty fun to watch.
Okay, we'll go back down here front.
Hey, Coach. Brad from College Sportscast. Next week, Kentucky may be doing something for the first time, playing a preseason game an exhibition game against the #1 team in the country. Mm-hmm. Just talk a little bit about what your expectations are for the exhibition game.
Well, we were really excited. We kind of put the schedule together to kind of ease our way into the season. And so my expectation is that Rupp's going to be on fire and our guys are going to be super nervous, and it's going to be their first time with this group ever being together on the floor. And I expect that we're going to see things where we shake our head in disbelief that what were we thinking? And I think we're going to shake our head and be like, that was amazing. I didn't actually think we would see that today. I think it's going to be all the things. It is such a gift to college basketball players. And I'm so grateful to the NCAA and all the committees that are allowing us now to play Division I opponents in the exhibition. As we're all creating these more new teams than they've ever been every single year, the opportunity for us to go against the #1 team in the country this early before the season even starts, where we can still experiment and try things and learn things about our team and what's great about Purdue is not only the #1 team in the country, but they're the #1 team because they have been together. Matt could have probably not practiced once the entire summer and come into Rupp and put together an incredible product on the floor because he coaches so well, and two, his guys know everything they do already. And so we're not just going against the #1 team in the country, but we're going against the most experienced, most well-prepared, well-coached team in the country. And so to get that data, like in the preseason before you're actually playing real games, is a gift. And even more important, for BBN, for our fan base, which is, there's no words to describe them. I'm just happy for our fan base. So it's an unbelievable opportunity. I'm grateful for it. I'm hoping the NCAA pushes it to 4, 5, or 6, preseason games. We'll see if we get there, but I'll take 2 this year.
We'll take one final one here in the second row in front.
Coach Steele Blackman, Saturday Down South. You guys, obviously you brought in Denzel Aberdeen, who was a player that was on the floor at the end of the national championship game, which I think speaks to how he was trusted where he was. What kind of, what intangible things does he bring to the program? And talk about kind of the role that you sold him on to come play for a rival.
Yeah, Denzel Aberdeen, everybody at Florida knows this too. Like, you think about a beautiful, just a pure, competitive spirit, which kind of our whole team feels like they're embodying right now. Is this love of competition, of fearlessness about the way he competes, that he's willing to step on the floor and he's not scared of taking an L, but he is going to fight you to the death to get a win in everything. If we put him out there and had him, play tiddlywinks or do a game of Uno, I think our guys would lose their mind. We had a bunch of guys over to the house and we were playing a bank, which is this nonsensical dice game where you just decide when you're going to save your numbers. And it got so competitive that one of my assistant coaches broke my dining room chair. I still haven't forgiven that. It's Mikhail McLean, okay? Mikhail, I'm coming for you. But Denzel is like the embodiment of this just joy and passion to compete. I think everywhere he's gone in his career, I think he's probably left fans incredibly inspired, and certainly he's going to do that at the University of Kentucky, and it's contagious with our guys, and certainly he's going to be beloved by BBN.
Coach Pope, thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.